Cool.
So I don't got to touch nothing else on
You
here,
got
right?
touch. You good, man. You good. All right. So hey, this is Earl McCray with the team from Real Relief Properties. We have our guests on today, Shamar Thompson, and we're super excited about some of the jewels that he's going to be dropping for us. So what we're gonna basically do is we're gonna get our Facebook queued up and get our theme music queued up, and we're gonna get this show popping. All right, episode one. Episode one is in the books. We have not come up with a title yet to our podcast. Maybe Shamar, you'll help us out with that though. All right, so hang tight. Let me get everything queued up and ready. Okay, all right. Let me get the theme music popping, and let me connect to Facebook. A lot of little steps. Oh. So that'll be on my blooper reel. Okay, get this going. All right, more. Okay, live on Facebook. Here we go.
Oh, the music not playing.
Let me get the music going.
There it is. Technical difficulties. There we go.
See, so it ain't just me then. Earl, is the music gonna be updated as you continue this podcast?
Absolutely.
Yo, he didn't clear that. He didn't clear that with nobody. So just throw that out there because I would have had some music.
So that was all you, Earl. All right,
That's
cool.
all
Yeah,
me,
we
man.
got a whole lot. I'm not accepting none of that responsibility.
Come on, what's your nickname, brother?
Depends on who's asking.
Whoa, multiple names.
We gonna have fun. We gonna go with Rochester real estate mogul.
I wouldn't say all of that now, but okay.
I'm just gonna do rock.
All right.
All right. Yeah, all right. We're gonna go live with this now.
Cool.
And bro, what's that hood about?
We are live. Okay, hey, welcome Facebook family, welcome YouTube family. This is Earl McCray with the team from Real Housing Relief. We have a super awesome episode one for you guys today. We were still trolling for you guys to come up with a catchy title for a podcast. So, if you find any value at all from our cast today, give it a like, give it a share, let us know that you care. Give us a comment below on what you think our podcast should be named. But what we're going to do, we're going to get right into it. One of the goals for this podcast was, giving love to folks that have taken their lives by the horns and have decided they were going to bet on themselves and not getting caught or trapped into that corporate W-2 9 to 5 rat race and believing that they could win. So we wanted to use a format like this to showcase people who are doing that and who are winning. Because if it can be done, you can do it as well. So with that said, we're going to get this show popping. All right. So, Brother Shamar, man, thank you for being our guest, man.
No problem, man. Thank you for having me, man.
Yes, sir. So Shamar, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Good question, Earl. So, who am I? I'm a selfless, genuine young man that stands firm on his faith and his core values. I walk by faith, not by sight. I always say that, I'd rather you dislike me for me than like me for somebody I'm not. You know what I mean? So just more so staying true to who I am. And what I do, I invest in real estate. Uh, Different strategies. I wholesale. I got a few buy and holds. I flip also, and I also own some land. So it's a little bit about me and what I do.
Okay. Now let me ask. Now, do you do the traditional rentals, or do you use some other creative strategies?
With the rentals, I do the traditional rentals. Haven't really branched out to the other strategies as far as acquiring rental properties yet, but I have traditional rentals. But like I said, I don't just rent. I wholesale, I flip. The whole nine.
Okay. I'm gonna pass the mic to Ambrose.
What's up, Shamar, man?
What's up, Ambrose? How you, man?
Yeah, I'm happy that you're on here on this platform today to give us a little insights of your, how you do your business as well. So my question for the day is that what books are you currently reading?
Right now, I'm reading a book, Millionaire Success Habits by Dean. I'm also reading, I read this one already, but I'm reading it again, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Oh yeah, that's a nice one.
Yeah, so, those are two that I'm focused on at the current moment, you know what I mean?
Okay. And also, podcast is one of the biggest platform that you can really put your mind in and so too if you really want to dive into this business. Are you currently listening to any podcasts?
I just got started into, so one guy that I'm really big in, I read some of his books as well, Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins and Dean. I'm really into, they what they got going on. So that's, a lot of time I occupy my time with, the knowledge they share.
So, and the next question is that, when I get up in the morning, for me, I tend to maybe run a mile, or maybe how I feel in the morning. I run maybe 1 to 5 miles a day and try to do other things,
It's better than me.
on my day.
Yeah, he tried to get me to run them 5 miles. Wasn't happening.
Hey, me too.
What is a daily ritual? What are you doing in the morning before you can get your day started?
So when I first get up, approximately, 4 or 5 o'clock, I hit the refrigerator first. You know what I'm saying? Got to get some fruit, usually a piece of watermelon. You know what I'm saying? Get some fruit, let the dogs out, pick up my daily reading. Got to get the word. Thank God for another day, you know what I mean? Because it's truly best to be able to have another day, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I do early morning. After all of that, I plan out, I usually plan my day the day before. But in the morning, I go over my schedule and make sure everything is right. And then I usually hit the bed one more time. You know what I'm saying? But in the morning, I work out as well. I usually ride a bike. I usually ride a bike from my house to Cops Hill. So that's about a good 10 miles on the bike. And that's what I do to get before, get my day started.
All right, that's good. I'm going to pass the mic to Kivo.
All right, cool.
Hey, Shamar, what's up?
What's up, Kivo?
Again, thanks for joining us and giving us your time. So what I want to ask you is get more into as the real estate is when you're doing your comps on a property, what do you use or how do you go into a comp in a property to know it's, it's ARV and or what you should be getting it for?
So when I comp on a property, I pull up the surrounding area. So I see what houses is selling for in the area with a, something that's pretty much the same characteristics as the house that I'm interested in. So I take 3 of those properties and I divide, I add it up, divide it, and I take the average price per square foot, and I multiply that times the square foot of my house. And I usually go that route when coming up with the ARVs. What was the second part of your question, Keeper?
Just as far as now, when you use that, when in using that ARV, how do you determine what in your wholesaling, what you should be trying to get the property at?
So I have a few buyers that I know their criteria. So some of them, they want to be all in 70%. Some want to be all in 80%. So the average, the typical rule that a lot of people might know about is the 70% rule. So you take your ARV, you multiply that times 70% minus the repairs. So say the repairs is 20 grand, you multiply it times 70, then you subtract the 20 grand. Plus whatever you wanted to make in the wholesale deal.
Right. Don't forget that part. Don't forget to add on your money. I mean,
Yeah, you can't add that up in there, you know what I mean?
Nobody's in this for nothing.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
So to go along with that, I wanted to ask you, so if you go in and your 70% isn't working for your end buyer, then what strategies do you use to go and back and renegotiate with the seller?
So usually I usually use that in the inspection period. So if we already in the contract, I usually have an inspection period, typically around 15 days. So within those time, I know pretty much if that price is working, because I'm gonna shoot that to some buyers in the meantime. So say for instance, the price is too high, and say I want 100, let's just throw some numbers on it. Say I want 100 grand for the house. All the buyers is coming back saying, I can't give you more than 94. I'm gonna go back within that 15-day period, renegotiate it, and try to get it for 90. Because I already have buyers pretty much telling me they'll pay the 94, so that'll just be make the quick 4 grand. So I use the inspection period to, to renegotiate to see, if that works out.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Earl.
All right. Hey, I'm in the 19th ward. We get a lot of planes. I had to turn off my mic. So Shamar, I mean, most of my close friends know that, I'm a school teacher, and, I just love, everything about the real estate game, just given the fact that my dad, was in the game when I was real small and had tons of properties on the Northeast side. Tell us a little bit about your journey into this real estate game.
So I'm originally from Barbados. I'm born in Barbados. So being in Barbados, there, a lot of things is hands-on. So my dad, I was helping building houses before I knew what building houses was. Just slapping a piece of cement on the concrete or whatever the case may be. So coming here to America, didn't really look at it as like a financial gain. It's more so following my passion. You know what I mean? So back in 2014 is when I, really took that leap of faith and bought my first piece of property I bought was a piece of land in Florida. Actually 2 pieces of land, and I still own those till today. And then the following year, I bought my first rental property, 2015. So that's kind of, how I got started, more so for me, just following my passion, taking that leap of faith. Can't hear you.
Just mute.
Sorry about that, guys. All right. My follow-up question was that, so given the fact that this was just kind of second nature for you from your upbringing, when we get into, specifically real estate investing, specifically on wholesale, we know that we have to do marketing because we're direct to seller. Real estate agents are not even really a part of the equation initially until we get a property locked up. So for you, what marketing strategies have been effective for you?
The thing that works best for me, so when we get you mean like before you get a property or after you get the property locked up?
Prior to locking up the property, how are you getting to your sellers?
Um, for me, the thing that we do that works the best for us is driving for dollars. That's the best list we feel like, works for us because, when I say us, me and my team. So we feel like we know what we're looking for and we're not getting some pre-written up list that a million people have. We are the sole getters of this list. Yeah, it might be a few properties on there that other, investors are interested in, but for the most part, this is our list. So now we're not competing with 200 people for the same house. So, we do that. And we use some software like PropStream. PropStream has a lot of aspects in it where you can filter, vacant houses, bank-owned houses, pre-foreclosures, auctions, the whole nine. So a little bit of both, but our bread and butter is driving for dollars.
So what I wanted to do before I pass the mic to Kivo is just to let you know, hey, we got a couple people that are tuning in via Facebook. If you have a question specific for Shamar, drop it in the chat box because we want this to be an interactive discussion on some things that you may be thinking or wondering. I like to think of our segment as Ask the Expert. There's certain things that we don't know, and when we get in a jam, who we call is Shamar, because he's been down some roads we have not traveled yet. So again, if you have a question, go ahead and put it in the chat box on Facebook. All right, take it away, Kivo.
Actually, I'll take it over from you.
I wouldn't say I'm an expert though, Earl, but yeah.
Shamar, so this question is for you, but more so to educate the rookies who are listening to this podcast right now. Or if you were to advise anybody who wants to dive into this business and they only have $1,000 in their bank account, what aspect of the business would you tell them to look, directly right now to put their money into,
Right now, I tell them, you got a lot more than a lot of other people started with, first and foremost. And then I tell them, go buy 1,000 business cards from Vistaprint. 500 of them only $20. So 1,000 of them, that's $40. Join your local FRIA, real estate group. That's, annual membership. I don't know, maybe let's say $170 or something like that. Then I tell them, you can buy one of the softwares like PropStream. PropStream is like $100 a month. That is an avenue for you to really, dive into a lot of properties that you might can't drive to, or, so those three areas I would tell them, and then the rest of the money you could just invest in your education and the knowledge of the game. So buy some books and just learn up on it as much as you can. So, that route, you still got money left over. I only spent like $500, if that.
right? I understand as well. So, and also, what list are you seeing most success in?
The driving for dollars. Because we're the ones creating that list.
Right.
Drive for dollars. So the key is just you want to be direct to the owner. You know what I mean? When you get the list, you are the first person that's contacting them. Depending on which way, there's different methods of contact. You can call, you can email, you can text, you can knock on the door if you like. So, the driving for dollars is what works best for us.
Okay. Kivo?
Shamar, I want to talk about one of the first conversations you and I had on the phone, and one of the things that we had similar is I know that you are a postal worker as well as an investor. As me, I was city worker. So in a lot of people's eyes, those are good jobs. Those are like to have careers, and we both essentially took that leap of faith and bet on ourselves. It takes a lot to do that, but we're not unique in the sense of thinking that we can do more. We're just a little different in actually taking that step. So I just wanted to ask you, what was that like for you the first in the beginning of the investing and knowing like this is my path and this is what I'm going to be doing and how I'm going to be feeding myself and my family.
I mean, at first, like everybody else, before you take that step, you've probably been thinking about it way before that moment.
Right.
And so usually that fear is what keeps us.
All right. I was making sure you was going to be honest. See, that's why you on here. It's scary at first. It's scary.
Scary ain't the word, because you take a leap from something guaranteed that's not so guaranteed unless you get it going.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
Check,
saying?
benefits, pension, all that.
All of that, the whole great job, 401k, you get all of that.
Yeah.
You got the issues of even your loved ones don't even support your decision because they're more so was conditioned to do the 9 to 5.
Man, I ain't tell my mom till a month after I left the city.
Now, I told my mom, and she's like, you losing your mind.
I wasn't gonna have that conversation. I said I gotta just do what I gotta do.
That's exactly what it is, man. But it's not like they telling us anything wrong. They just telling us all they know. You know what I mean? My mom was conditioned to, work hard, put your 30 years in, retire, get your 401k, which is cool for then, back then. But for now, that's just not gonna cut it. I mean, you gotta understand with the corporate world, the more you make, the more they take. Right. So, I mean, under those circumstances, how are you really getting ahead? You can make $100,000 a year, but your taxes went up as well. You're in a whole new tax bracket.
Yep.
The only way to become, wealthy or you're financial free is by your investments and to have assets.
Right.
You know what I mean, assets versus liabilities. You know what I mean? Assets, just for, some people that might not understand, assets is things that put money in your pocket. Liabilities is something that take money out. A lot of people feel like when they buy a home, that's an asset. It's incorrect.
Right.
It's not an asset till you sell it.
Right.
When you're living there, you still got to pay RG&E. You still got to pay taxes. You still got to pay insurance. That's consistently taking money out your pocket.
Right.
So it was about that, just taking that leap of faith. I'm firm on my foundation. Your foundation has to be something that don't bend, that don't break, that steady through the storm, which is my relationship with God. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what really had me, Shamar, man, take your step. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I'm walking into my purpose. So for me, it's just overcoming that fear. Fear isn't a characteristic of God in the first place. So, you got to be in tune with yourself. If you don't have a foundation, you really ain't got nothing.
Right.
But at first, it's definitely a whole bunch of scariness that comes in with that, man.
Yeah. All right. I appreciate that. I just wanted to share that out to, whomever may see this, just to, let them know that, it's possible. And you're supposed to be a little scared, a little unsure in the beginning. But, I mean, if you're trying to win, winning ain't easy.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think. I mean, either you can take a chance at having a life you want, or you can just continue doing what you've been doing, which ain't working for you.
Yeah, it wasn't working out for me.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, I was making decent money, but that just wasn't it. You know what I'm saying?
The state of mind is more important than that. Money's a tool. That's the other thing.
I'm trying to tell you, especially when you're in a job where you're more like you're not even a person. You're just more like a number. You know what I'm saying? Yep. If you ain't there, they're going to plug somebody else in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's all it is. So like you said, if we could do it, man, anybody that's listening or, anybody that will listen, they can do it as well. You got to take that. You pretty much, you got to bet on yourself.
Absolutely. And even if it's not in real estate, I mean, with this COVID here, there's a lot of opportunity for a lot of you entrepreneurs out there. I mean, take a shot.
Yeah, I tell people like real estate ain't everybody's passion, but it's a tool everybody can use to accomplish their goal, whatever that may be. You want to open up your dealership or whatever, that's cool. Real estate can assist you with getting there.
Yep.
I mean, if you take the most successful people in this world, majority of those have something to do with real estate.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that about Bezos, all the land he owns in America.
I'm trying to tell you, you ain't got to recreate the wheel. Just get in the wheel that's already created.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
You got one more Kivo before I jump in?
Just I wanted to talk about again, taking those chances, just share out what you're currently working on.
Currently, you mean like my real estate transactions?
Yeah, the fix and flip.
Okay, I'm currently working on a flip out in 12 corners on Elmwood Avenue. About 2 weeks away from getting that thing,
That's what's up.
situated, man. It's been a long time coming. So yeah, with the fix and flip, man, you always go over what you budget, you know what I mean? And you sometimes take longer than what you anticipated. I didn't anticipate COVID happening, so
Who
that,
did?
yeah, you know what I'm saying? That just threw a lot of things off. So from the COVID world, a lot of people asking, like, is COVID affecting your real estate? The only way I felt COVID was the ordering material part.
Okay.
So now Home Depot, 2 or 3 months out on certain things, other places, 2 or 3 months out before you. So that's the only way I felt it from the timetable aspect. They couldn't guarantee it'll be here on the 1st. It might come on the 12th. So, from that aspect. But besides that, I tell people every obstacle is a blessing in disguise. So this COVID happening, obviously, for the people that lost loved ones, our prayers are to them, you know what I mean? But for others, you take this time to really value the things you're supposed to value in life, not all the material things that we was caught up in. So, yeah, I'm working on that fix and flip on Elmwood, and that should be all set in 2 weeks.
That's what's up.
So,
I'm rooting for you.
if anybody listening and you want to property on 12 corners,
Hey, drop your address, Shamar. This is a platform.
I'm 2980 Elmwood. But don't get caught up in what you see, because it ain't what you see no more. So, you know what I mean? Because I think it says like 960 square feet. But if you're interested, you can take a look in there and you tell me if that's 960 square feet.
I'm gonna come over there and do a virtual tour and all that once she up and ready.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean,
Yeah,
you can
man.
come next week or something, man. We can make that happen.
Yeah,
Just
man.
on the appliances to get in, but yeah, we're gonna make that work. I appreciate you fellas too, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so we wanted to keep this first podcast to just a half hour. So I'm just going to have each member of the team just ask one closing question. I just want to share what's going on in the chat box. We have one chat is good stuff. Shamar is everywhere. Can I get your number, Shamar? We got another investor. We'll make sure that we share out what your social media handles are in a moment. So closing remarks, Ambrose?
Yeah, that was gonna be one of my questions. Was how if anybody wanted to get to you, what social media platform are you mostly active on?
Well, quite frankly, I'm really not a social media guy. So like this year been that step of like, stepping in, taking that leap of faith, man. But Facebook, my surroundings have been encouraging me to get a Facebook. So my name on Facebook is just my name, Shamar Thompson on Facebook. But that's about it, man. I'm, still learning this social media thing, man. Even in Zoom call, I had to ask you help how to turn on the camera. You know what I'm saying?
Right, that's the goal, man. We 44, you learn as you go. So
Absolutely, I appreciate it. But yeah, Shamar Thompson on Facebook. Appreciate you, Ambrose.
yeah, Kivo.
Just I guess my closing question would be not books, but do you listen to any podcasts that you should give any aspiring entrepreneurs and or investors? Because we know the best thing to listen to a car isn't always music. Like there's other ways. So, we got to invest in ourselves. So what podcasts or whatever are you listening to or Audible?
Like I mentioned earlier, anything that got to do with Tony Robbins, man, and Dean Grazielsi.
Okay.
Those are two individuals that's really, sharing knowledge in the game, and not just on real estate, but just you as a person. So in life, you know what I'm saying? So, Tony Robbins got a book that I recommend that people get is one that helps your mindset is Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. is a good book to, you know, it helps you in all aspects of life. You know what I'm saying? Not just, you know, your business, but your emotionally, your, you know, your physical, everything, your mind. Just it's a good book to for people to starting off.
Okay.
And if you want to just if you freshly starting in business, I recommend a book, Rocket Fuel also. Is a good book to, you know, for people that's just starting in business, or if you in business, it can share some jewels in there for you.
Okay.
But I usually
Man,
spend a lot of my time with you know, listening to some gospel too, people.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, like you said, to be grounded, we got to be grounded in God first, right?
Talk to me now. Hey, go ahead, Earl.
yeah, man. I first of all wanted to just extend our gratitude and our appreciation for you helping us launch our inaugural podcast. And listen, man, we appreciate you big time. And man, any time we have a question, you've always been readily available to assist us. And we just want to say sincerely, we appreciate you.
No problem, man. The feeling is mutual, man. I always, you know, like I said, man, our true blessings ain't for us, it's for us to give to others.
Yeah, right. Amen.
So I appreciate you the same way, all of you fellas, man.
All right. All right. Well, this is, you know, Real Relief Properties. You know, we're going to be coming at you guys again next week, new time, new day. We're going to be on Monday at 12 noon. And we have a really awesome guest lined up. We call him Action Dan. Look for our promos over the weekend, but 12 noon on Monday. Stay tuned, and we will be bringing you some more content. Again, if this gave you any value at all, give us a like, give us a share. Let us know that you care. As always, Real Relief, you know, revitalizing the community one property at a time. Take care, Facebook and YouTube family.